Hello and welcome to Man Plays Game. Krispy Animation made a game called Clown in a House, and I played it. Clown in a House is an exploration game whose main goal is collecting its many endings. Most of these endings give you a sample of the thoughts of the game's creator, Chris Patrick. It is a meta-commentary on his journey of creating this game and maybe creating art in general. He also shares his thoughts on growing up, adulthood, and capitalism. So with all this commentary, is there a story to bind it together? Are there characters and events that help the player feel motivated to hear the musings of the director? Short answer, no. Clown in a House is really just a clown in a house. You move Geo the clown around to each room, finding keys and then unlocking the door to the next room, and the cycle repeats. There are things to see in the house, mostly cabinets, side tables, and shelves, but there are also things you encounter like a wall of faces and this guy. They aren't characters though, no one speaks to you except the narrator Kirk, who is an analog for Mr. Patrick. To break down this metaphor he has going on, think of the house as his creation, and the clown is you, the audience. But at other times, the house is part of his mind and the clown is his creation, and sometimes the clown could be a person from his past. Well, that does all get confusing, especially when that is the whole story. With so little characterization in Geo and Kirk to help create some sort of conflict, the player is left to just unlock doors and solve simple puzzles to try and get out of the house, and in doing so, encountering the many endings. The endings are the real motivation for the player to complete the game. I do take issue with calling them endings though. First, I just described how there is no story, so it's hard to have an ending without a story to get you there. Second, most of these endings are actually just achievements. When you check every plant in the house or find every note, you get a special scene with Kirk and a drawing to mark its completion, and the game actually just continues from there. The other endings are where the commentary comes in. For no reason tied to any kind of a plot, Kirk will just start talking about their regrets, or how they don't like being a grown-up, or how advertising is trying to manipulate you, and it all sounds like some first-year college student who just figured out how the world works and wants to rebel. What is most upsetting is his commentary about advertising and manipulation comes with its own $7.99 price tag. It is commonplace in the point-and-click genre to obsessively click everything you can and use every item on every object. The balance to this is usually an engaging story or complex puzzles. These, sadly, are not available to the player in Clown in a House. The only things the audience has is the clicking, some simple puzzles, and Kirk's monologues. This is a really bad sign for a point-and-click where the normal format becomes tedious as the player realizes that there's nothing beyond the bare minimum. Perhaps if this game were a first-person experience with a more creepy atmosphere, it would be enough to smooth over the repetitive gameplay and sophomoric deep thoughts. There is a fanbase for Krispy Animation's creative stylings, and having sampled their content, I see that this game is a fair representation of what the studio produces. The 75,000 subscribers on one of their channels is proof enough that this game does have an audience, and I feel that it is only for that audience. People that buy this game, I imagine, are buying it to specifically see what Mr. Patrick has made and what he has to say. I am sure they will not be disappointed, however, I was. And if you already are aware of Krispy Animation and following them regularly, this game may be for you, but I'm giving Clown in a House a 1 out of 5, meaning save your $7.99 plus tax. Do not buy this game. There are much better representations of this style and genre for around the same price. Well, time for this clown to sign off. Thanks for watching, and take care.